Good morning, everybody. Hopefully, you're all doing good. I just want to cover yesterday's price action. I feel like this is an important day to cover. I didn't expect much going into the day because we have Nvidia earnings today. We'll see the results of that step into play. I believe today. And for yearly earnings forecast. I'm just kind of glancing over this right now. Let me make a window so you guys can glance along here. So here's Nvidia earnings. This is what I'm looking at. This is due for today, the 25th. So this is for today. And we can see here there's a couple of fourth quarter. Okay, so here we go. Expected for fourth quarter 2025, first quarter 2026, second quarter. So it seems like the data has not yet been released. We had for here we go, quarterly earnings surprise amount. Uh, so it seems like this has been released for second of 2026, 20, but this is 2025 though. Excuse me. So this is all last year's stuff. 2026 Jan. So we got that going. We got all this down here going. Just do a refresh on this page. I'm not exactly sure when exactly it's gonna get released, but there's there they give some data on the stock itself. What is this? Nvidia. It's a common stock NVDA. We'll try to pull this up on TradingView, and we could just have a look at the chart and see if uh, NVDA should be a stock. Nvidia Corporation stock Nasdaq. I'll just pull this one up and I'll switch the view. So there's the price. Nvidia Corporation. Look at it daily. So not much yesterday, and okay, this is yesterday's candle. We did trade down and moved higher, sitting inside the same consolidation. Doesn't look like anything. So we're probably gonna get the Wednesday. Okay, here we go. We got some data now. Okay, no. No data has been yet really done anything here. Just had a continuation up higher. So I think what's going to happen is this is probably going to come into play at market open, and then we'll see what impact the earnings has. So, but that is scheduled for today. So that's something to keep in the back of your mind. Pull that back up to NQ. For the calendar, we have this. Do a refresh. This is pretty much what we have. Not anything high impact. Dollar index, which we'll come back to that. We'll glance over it. So my focus is on yesterday's price action. And right when I sat down, I saw that we traded up into this Asia high. Okay, we had this low in place, this AM low. After 8 a.m. closure, that became a low. And we also had this low and this low here. And I just had this high marked out with that new week opening gap. Yeah. Looking at that, now look at these two highs. Okay. Look at US 500. Look at that. Didn't take the high. So to me, that was like, huh? Didn't take the high. So this is kind of like a suspect. It was suspect to me because I wanted to see the same thing on US 500. Didn't take the high. Instead, we took this low. We took that low. So I was like, okay, well, I don't like that. Let's see how the next candle closes, and the next one closed bullish. So then you would go in hunting for longs, and you know the drill. Didn't like that idea. Look at the 7 a.m. We didn't trade through this high. So I didn't like this idea. We traded up higher, uh, closed bullish. Next candle, I was looking, okay, are we gonna trade lower and give a bearish close? Nope, we didn't. So there was no reason for me to look at shorts any longer. We ended up taking this low, that low, and the same thing did happen in US 500. We took the low, took the lows. I wanted to see something close a bit more bullish, but nonetheless, that is a bullish candle. If you zoom in, you can see right there, bullish candle close. Then I was kind of monitoring the 5 minute a little bit, and I was kind of eyeing this breaker block here, this low high, lower low. We had a beautiful trade through. And we were trading right at, we started to retrace before 10, traded lower, traded into the breaker block, and we have this massive fair value gap. And we also have a breaker block here. Now, while I was looking at this and watching it, and I wanted to see price trade into the level and give a rejection. Price traded lower heavily. I didn't see price snapping in and having the that wanna move away, that wanna get out of there reaction. Price traded down heavily through the level. So if I took an entry, by the way, this is what I saw risk framed. I would have been a stop loss. Didn't like the fact I would trade it into this order block. Okay, the order block too big of a stop, so that would be a pass for me on that. So I didn't like that, and I just left it to do its thing. Ended up trading up through the level, which as it's trading up through this level, and you could take an entry, or you could take an entry as the candle closes. That's possible. And in this case, they retraced back to another order block here, and 10%. That's even a better entry if you took an entry somewhere in there. But anyway, as with this one, I left it because of the fact that we traded down heavy, and that's not the idea that I wanted to see. I wanted to see us come into this level and reject and rally higher. I didn't want to see price close below this and stab into this order block. And I was not looking at this at this time. Just after this, I went to go and eat dinner, so I didn't see this, and I don't think I would have taken this entry either, because my original idea was I wanted to see it stab into this and reject and move away. I didn't want to see it close below and then come back and trade higher. So I took a pass on that one. And wouldn't have taken this. Wouldn't have taken it. Even though we did trade and touch this breaker block mean threshold. Really, really clean and really nice. Tapped it and then off to the race. But didn't take that one. And I don't regret not taking it, because if I did take an entry in this candle, it would have been a stop out, as you can see there, and then it would have turned around and we would have rallied. So I like to see price get in there and show rejection. It doesn't want to stay in there and wants to go. So I didn't see that here. It wanted to hang around for a bit. So that was one of those. But the most important thing here is that we had price kind of be decoupled, in the sense that we didn't get US 500 showing the same idea where it didn't take that high. Instead, it took this 7 a.m., took this low, failure to take the high. Same thing was seen on US 30. It also didn't take the high. But that's one thing that I noticed is we didn't take that high out, and we took the low out on US 500, and we closed with a bullish candle in the next one, which that would indicate you'd be going in there looking for longs. Same price action here. There you go. So very interesting day. A nice data gathered from that. Yeah, closed. That's what I waited for. Waited for put your back here. Waited for this candle to close. Closed bullish. So that was enough. That's enough to go in there and look for long. But the idea didn't exactly present itself like I expected it to. It did in the sense that it stayed inside the range of this breaker block, but I didn't get the reaction that I wanted to see at this level. We had to straight through touch the order block. Okay, so this is be coloring outside the lines, which is perfectly fine. But that's just not initially what I wanted to see, and I wasn't sat down at the chart to see this. So yeah, but nonetheless, it did pan out beautifully. Once again, the model showed that it will show its hand. You need to look for signs, look across the pairs. Okay. Again, we took this high. Didn't take that on US 500. I looked at it and immediately that was okay. We didn't take the high on this. We took the high on this. Took the high on it. I just didn't like it. To me, it was okay. This is like really early in the day. Just didn't like it. Didn't sit right with me. So I said, okay, I'm gonna wait. And I shut it up higher. And the next candle we took out the lows, and then yeah, so I said, okay, we took out the lows. So ignore the looking for shorts with that idea. Let's look for longs because we took out the same lows on every other pair as well across the averages. So look for longs. And that pretty much was the idea that I stuck to, and that's how I came to the trade idea uh, that I showed. Looking on a 1 minute, I did glance at the 1 minute, and I said, "This is a mess." That's one of the first thoughts that came into my mind. This is a mess. I was looking at this, and I saw, bam! I traded through this like with a lot of uh, conviction. It really traded through that level, and I said, "Okay, I don't like this." So sit on the sidelines. As you can see, we did have a sloppy move to the upside here. Very sloppy, very sloppy compared to what we had prior. It's like they're waiting for something. They're waiting for something to be a catalyst here before they really want to get things shifted. And that's why I talked about that Nvidia earnings, because I expected, kind of it to be a day where it's not really gonna do all that much or not be as clean, and it's gonna wait for Nvidia earnings, and then it's gonna kind of move and kind of get its direction. So that were my thoughts, going into the day and getting myself ready for the session. So that's what I pretty much had in mind. Uh, Glancing at dollar index, what happened was we were trading higher at the time as well on dollar index. We were trading higher, like 7 o'clock. We didn't take out anything, and that was suspect to me. We at 7 o'clock we took out that high on NQ, and I was like, on everything else we haven't taken anything yet. If anything, we took the low on US 500. We took the low out, and this was rallying. So I said, okay, I'm just gonna wait. 8 a.m. we took the high. In the next candle, you would want to see a bearish closure, and that would also correlate with the averages looking for a long, which followed through. We then subsequently tanked in dollar index. we tanked and we traded to this London low and this Asian low after taking this London high. So you got to kind of look at everything and see what's going on. What's price action doing? What's it showing? That's kind of what I was looking at there as well, and those were the levels that I had marked out there. So that pretty much is it for this one. Uh, so until I see you in the next one, hopefully you stay safe and good luck.